It's time for today's Face-Off on Fox Soul. Challengers Quan LX and Big Angry Adams ready to go blow by blow on those hot topics. Face-Off on Fox Soul starts right now.
At 53 miles, I got pulled over at 55 miles. It's crazy.
You got cited for driving an unregistered Dodge Charger. You were in California. So when we run you out of California, you have an index number out of California.
And it was both brand new. It was both brand new.
Right? Well, you see how that looks on our end?
It was both brand new though.
We're rolling around in brand new Dodges, which are commonly stolen.
But these aren't stolen though. They're not registered as stolen. And I'm obviously somebody who doesn't need to steal cars.
I don't know that. Right? I don't know you. I don't watch football.
You don't have to watch football. It's just they're not. Nothing says that they're stolen. Nothing says that I'm stealing cars.
I didn't say you are. I'm saying that's what it looks like. Right? So give us a couple minutes. We gotta look a bunch of stuff up. Okay?
Brand new Trackhawk, bro. I got the Trackhawk at 53 miles. I got pulled over at 55 miles, bro. Can't make this up, man. I've been waiting. I've been waiting all day to get this off the truck. I just literally got this off the truck. And I'm doing my wraparound. I just got the car off the truck, so you know what I'm finna do. You know I'm about to spin. I'm about to hear the engine. I just brand new whip, bro. You know how this go. And bro said, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna have to pull you over. Here you come.
I'm not gonna get you out of the car, but I want you to pop that door open. Okay?
You want me to pop the hood too?
No, you're good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You want to see what's under the hood? You want to see what's under the hood? No, you don't know what's under the hood. Yeah. Hey, let me hit it real quick. You trying to hear it? We out here.
In this round, here's Charles Big Angry Adams.
So that was an encounter with law enforcement and Brandon Ayuk, a star for the wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers, had a couple of great seasons, got a massive extension this year and then tore both his ACL and MCL. And it's getting a lot of attention, a lot of press. And there's a lot of negativity focused on the police officer for his stop. And Cornell, I would say that we don't have enough information from the video and from the stories that have been published. Now, if on one hand you have what social media and some of the press are suggesting, that the basis for the stop was merely that the officer believes this car is something that stole a lot and it was brand new, that is completely invalid, right? Especially if the fact that Brandon's an African-American man played into the math, right? If a cop sees a brand new Trailhawk, which is a souped up, very expensive version of a Jeep, right? Very nice car. If he saw a black man driving it with paper tags, with valid registration, but temporary tags, and then said, oh, well, that must be stolen, I'm gonna pull him over. And that's absolutely absurd, right? I would say that is unconstitutional oppression, a violation of his civil rights, and clearly driving while black.
But that's
right?
exactly what happened.
Well, if you listen to the words in the conversation, it doesn't sound like. If it was an unregistered car, right? He said he just got it off the truck, he was taking it to get it wrapped.
And had paper tags on it.
No, he never said that. Okay, you got to pay attention.
No,
hold on.
the cop did say that.
No, he did not. And if you've got it, you can't make.
He wasn't driving around without a tag on it. So the cop admitted he had a tag on it.
No, he did not. And
he said, but how does it look?
If it was not, look, if the vehicle did not have the appropriate tag displayed, then it's a valid stop.
And he did not come back and say, you know what, I'm going to write you a warning this time for driving with no proper registration. Oh, sir, he did not say in that video, sir, well, we pull you over because you don't have no registration tag. He never said that. He said completely different.
Hold on. But either way, whether it was a violation of civil rights, an unconstitutional BS stop, or it was just a kind of BS but legal stop, right? I don't think the officer ever thought it all was stolen.
But once he recognized the car wasn't stolen,
can I finish?
And this is a pro football player.
Can I finish?
Let the man go.
But more importantly, I want to applaud the way Brandon Ayek maintained his composure.
He didn't get confrontational or disrespectful.
He didn't get confrontational. There was no this refusal to roll the window down. There was no aggression, right? The officer did, and you know how I know the officer didn't think it was stolen, and it was a BS.
The way he was acting.
Because he wasn't acting like he thought it was
He had no
stolen.
gun in his hand.
Right.
He didn't call for backup.
Right.
He didn't say exit the vehicle.
Right.
He leaning out of the vehicle like this here.
Right.
I mean,
now,
of course.
the video's chopped up. We don't know the whole thing. We don't know all the information. But I'm very clear that at some point he recognized Brandon.
Let the man go.
Brandon's behavior was the behavior that I wish we would see more often.
Even more reason to just let him go when you realize who it is, how he's acting. Truck not stolen, let him go.
So I used to, when I was a judge, right? I would talk to kids, young adults, teenagers, about how they should interact with law enforcement during a stop for their safety. Right? I'm not concerned about law enforcement safety. I'm concerned about kids successfully navigating any type of encounter with law enforcement and in their life not being endangered. I stopped doing that when I had a lot of people accusing me of basically having a white supremacist mindset, and I'm trying to tell young, because a lot of African American kids I would talk to, that I was trying to tell them to. It was horrible. It was basically late 2010.
Giving them pretty much fatherly advice that some people say the advice is racist.
Because I was a white man, I shouldn't be doing it, and I was
No, as a white man, if you're telling a young black child something that can help them save their lives, help them navigate through a field to where it can be very confrontational, and you teach them how to have conflict resolution, how to deal with things, that's not racism.
I appreciate your perspective. There are people that disagree, so I just kind of stopped doing it. But I applaud
You don't
Brandon.
stop because some disagree with it. If what you're doing is right.
Yeah, there was a lot of people. But Brandon did a great.
Must be something you're leaving out.
No, not at all. I just people kept saying, you shouldn't, because I would say on social media I want to do this. It was just a tirade of hate. And I was like, why do it? But at the end of the day,
hate comes from white folks.
Brandon, yeah, there were plenty of white people.
I'm sure it was.
But plenty of black people too. But Brandon, man, what a wonderful man, right? I don't want to say young man because he's probably mid-20s. He's a man. And the way he interacted, the way he kept his composure, I just have nothing but applause for him.
I think it was racial profiling, Charles.
It probably was.
To be honest with you.
It probably was.
I think the cop saw a vehicle that is a very well-known stolen vehicle. In fact, that Dodge vehicle is the #1 stolen vehicle in the country. And so when he saw that vehicle, brand spanking new.
Well, he wasn't in a Dodge. He was in a Jeep Trailhawk, but he had a Dodge too.
Right. But that vehicle, #1 stolen vehicle in the country.
Yeah.
So when you see that vehicle, black man driving with braids in his head, brand new. First thing the cop said, it's a very stolen vehicle always stolen. Went after him, pull him over. But once he established this as a professional football player, not stolen, got proper paperwork in the vehicle with him, let the man go.
Yeah, no, I agree. So, but let me just ask you, I don't think someone that was a cop and a judge and a defense lawyer, I don't think you should ever stop someone just based on a suspicion, a hunch. I think that's oppression.
Police do it all the time.
No, I know. But,
and then make up a fabricated probable cause.
Well, I will tell you that I could follow any car for 4 blocks and I could see I could
get
find
a traffic violation.
Valid traffic violation. But it's still a pretextual stop. But let's so quite out. Let's say, in the Bay Area, let's go to Northern California. Car theft is out of control.
Yes.
Right? And overwhelmingly, a lot of the offenders that are caught, or a lot of offenders that are caught, African American men, right? But let's say they weren't. Let's say they were white men, right? If statistically there was an incredible disparity that overwhelmingly white men were stealing cars, would you think that it was good law enforcement to pull over white men that they saw in these unusual situations
if they pulled them over just for being white, it still would be racial profiling.
Right.
But at the same time, Charles.
But you'd applaud it. You'd be like, get Whitey. Get Whitey.
But Charles, what I've
Tell the truth.
noticed in rich white suburban neighborhoods, the police patrol those neighborhoods completely different now.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I've seen many affluent white suburban communities hire off-duty police agencies, departments, and constables in particular. So when they do get that DWI or get pulled over when they're a little bit intoxicated, the cops call somebody, say, come pick up your husband.
Oh, that doesn't happen anymore.
Drive the car home. But Charles,
that used to happen. It don't happen no more.
Hold on, Charles.
Too many cameras.
Charles, but I remember, Charles, when times where when you got those private police agencies in your suburban rich neighborhood, to where domestic violence cases were not really prosecuted like they're normally in other communities. So Jones, what I want to see happen here is that, look, man, we applaud Brandon Ayuk. The way he dealt with that, respectful, peaceful. He wasn't confrontational, didn't use profanity. He didn't get loud and belligerent. He did the right thing. But what I'm concerned about is the cop never apologized.
Well, we don't know because we didn't see the whole video.
Well, on the video,
it didn't seem like he was apologizing.
On the video we saw, he didn't apologize.
Right.
What was wrong with the cop? So you know what? I made a mistake, my man. I apologize.
Well, see, that's the question.
Have a great day.
If he didn't have a tag on it, then it wasn't a mistake.
I think he did have a tag on it.
But if he did have a tag, he should have never been in an encounter.
Exactly.
And
so the cop should have apologized to him.
You're right.
Especially as nice as he was being to the cop.
And at some point, it becomes when police officers treat all black men like criminals, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Because who suffers the worst from the statistical disparities in black violent crime and black theft and stuff?
Ladies and gentlemen,
black people.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it is black victims.
Don't y'all go nowhere. Y'all stay on this show because we come back with a real hot one next. White women and the dogs.
All right, we're getting to white people and dog sex coming up in just a moment.
It's coming next.
And a Las Vegas woman pled guilty to possessing child sexual abuse material and bestiality. Metro Police say Brenna Montgomery recorded sexual acts between herself and her dog. She's required to register as a sex offender and faces up to 7 years in prison.
Recently was arrested for doing this with a service German Shepherd. Now, apparently she was arrested after the video went viral and was shared a bunch of times on Snapchat. Somebody got concerned and reported it to the police, as they should. When she was arrested, she said that she was threatened to do it, then she said she was forced to do it, and then she told the police that she got paid money to do it. As of now, police are saying that there is no evidence that any of that is true, but they are looking into it. And if convicted, she faces up to 10 years. Y'all, this is one of the most disgusting things that I have covered as a creator.
This is Denise Frazier's second time arrested for such acts. The 20-year-old was arrested by the Hattiesburg Police Department back on February 29th and charged with 1 count of attempted unnatural intercourse and also 1 count of unnatural intercourse. 18-year-old Skylar English was also arrested the same day and charged with accessory after the fact. Both Frazier and English were booked into the Forest County Correctional.
In this round, here's Quanell X.
Charles, we just watched clip after clip of the new epidemic in America from what it looks like. White women sleeping with the family dog. White women now have been arrested in multiple different cities, multiple different states. In the last 8 months, 5 different white women have been charged with bestiality, sleeping with the dog. Some of these white women have been married white women, but they still giving Poochie the coochie. Charles, I don't understand what is going on in America to where I have to question these white men. What's happening in your homes, in your community? What is going on in your neighborhoods to where the white woman is now abandoning the white man? And she's now giving the whole new definition to doggy style. Charles, this is crazy. This is madness. But there's a whole lot of fun on the forum for what it looks like, Charles. Tell me, what is going on in your community? Since y'all love talking about crime in black neighborhoods and how crime is out of control, where it looks like giving Poochie all a coachie is out of control too in your neighborhood. Okay. Please explain that to us, Charles.
Initially, what I talk about is that was black victims suffering from an inordinate amount of crime, and treating black people uniformly like criminals is wrong. You have taken 3 cases.
5.
Well, these were 3.
That was 4 there. That was 4 actually mentioned.
Over a 3-year period, right? And tried to shorten it to an 8-month period.
Oh, there's more than that.
Pretending like
there's more than that
is an epidemic where it's disgusting and it's criminal, but it's most certainly not an epidemic. And, you know, when you do have a majority white
Where's Peter?
Community.
Where's Peter? Why is Peter not making a public statement about this? You got these dogs being raped. You got these dogs being forced to have sex with Amber, sleep with Courtney and Heather, and nobody's defending the dog. Listen to me. I think they should put those dogs to sleep.
Wow.
I don't think those dogs should be allowed to live.
You don't think they can hit it and quit it?
Let me tell you something,
they'll
Charles.
They want it forever?
What happens when they
get
try
a taste of it?
What happens when you try to re-adopt a dog like that out to another family?
Right.
And that dog decides that the wife is his. Can you imagine a man's daughter with a dog like that? That daughter ain't safe with that kind of dog. You got to put that dog down. That dog is so psychologically and mentally discombobulated and effed up. You cannot trust that dog around women. You got to put that dog down, Charles.
Well, my real question, and what I got from your group of clips, is the last one mentioned that there was a girl named Skylar, which sounds to me like the whitest name of all time. I don't think there is a black female American named Skylar, and if she is, she got to be biracial. She got to be Halle Berry, right? But Skylar was an accessory after the fact. Like, what is she?
Well, what
did
Skylar?
She have? Did she have the towel? Did she clean it up?
She probably was
the
doing.
Red Rocket off?
She probably was getting rid.
Happened?
She probably was getting rid of evidence, and she probably wouldn't grab Fido to talk to Fido because you don't want people to snitch on you. So she probably wouldn't told Fido, Poochie, Benji, Lassie, don't snitch on Heather. Don't snitch on Becky. Keep your mouth shut. If they offer you a fresh bowl of apple or offer you a nice piece of chicken or a beef rib, dog, don't talk now. They trying to get you to snitch. That dog must be put to sleep, Charles. I'm telling you something. I always wonder where doggy style came from.
Kidding.
I always wonder where doggy style came from. Now I know. You white folks created that. You white folks created doggy style. I know where it came from.
I don't think it's appropriate for a Fox. So I know you don't have a lot of experience with women, but I'll explain doggy style.
I bet you can explain doggy style. It looks like it's explained to everybody now. Poochie in the coochie. That's exactly what it looked like. Probably had him licking the milk bone. I can imagine she probably went and got some Alpo and put the Alpo on her chest and put the biscuits on her chest and probably put a little gravy on the biscuits.
Kind of like Allie Lardner and Varsity Blues with the whipped cream and the
absolute madness.
So
something is wrong with your community, and there needs to be a national investigation in the protection of the animals. No dog is safe in that community. We need to make sure that we have extra police officers patrolling in that community. We need to tighten up law enforcement. Zero tolerance in their neighborhoods like you do ours, but protect the dogs, Charles.
So no dog left behind. Is that what you're saying?
I say get rid of all the dogs in white neighborhoods. They're not safe.
Yeah, get rid of all.
Take all the dogs out of white neighborhoods. They're not safe until we can get down to the bottom of this psychological mass hysteria of knocking off the dog.
I think instead what you have is three perverted women. Probably
I told
you
it was more than three. We just showed three here, but there was much more.
All of them doing this for some sort of probably money, for some sort of pornography or something, maybe for their gratification. But you have an unlimited supply of perverts and weirdos that are out there searching for all kind of strange content.
What this means
I don't think
is that we need neighbors. We need neighbors, post office workers. We need first responders to look for the warning signs if these animals are being taken advantage of.
What are the warning signs?
Well, if it's dark at night in the wee hours, and all of a sudden you hear, oh, oh, you know what's happening. Call 911. Because somebody's knocking off Poochie.
So what you're
Call
saying
911. If you hear, whoa, it ain't an intruder. Somebody's intruding, and it ain't an intruder. Call 911.
Is sky red rockets in flight, afternoon delight? Don't worry about it. But if you hear
knocking off the dog by night,
then you've got to. So we just send cops in to kick down doors.
Where in the hell is Peter? Why Peter ain't said nothing?
Well,
all these damn dog lovers. Why y'all not calling for a mass investigation right now?
Okay, do you not love dogs, Quanell?
I love animals.
Okay.
But I tell you what, I ain't see no sisters on none of them clips. I didn't see Shaquita. I ain't see Shanae. I ain't see Jaquita. I ain't see Sister Jaquan on there. Sister want her a real man.
Okay.
Sister want a man who can pay some bills, help pay some rent, pay some mortgage, put some groceries in the kitchen, help take care of the kids.
Hold on.
She ain't knocking off Poochie.
So they're dating white men? What are you talking about?
There are a few sisters who have decided to cross over the river of Jordan and date a few white men. Okay. But I will say this to you, my dear sisters. Remember, we do have a history of being their touchy-feely plantation mistresses, and they will get rid of you like they got rid of you in the past with your ancestors. But if it's true love, I embrace you. If it's true love, I applaud you. But let's get back to the safety of animals in white neighborhoods. And I am concerned that these dogs are not being protected. These dogs don't have advocates. Well, I'm an advocate for the dogs now. I want to make sure that Lassie and Poochie and Fido
so
are
you
protected.
Really think you don't think the dogs enjoyed it?
Oh,
like I don't know how. That's my big question about it. It's disgusting
Oh
and it's
my
perversion.
God! See, something wrong with you people.
But hold on.
See,
See,
that's how y'all think.
Hold on.
That's how y'all think. That's how y'all act.
You white people?
That's how you white folks think. You don't think the dog enjoyed it. Look at you. You ought to be locked up too. They ought to come and get you tomorrow and put handcuffs on you, advocating bestiality.
Right? So
madness.
How are these women raping an unwilling dog?
Well, according to what I read,
they
would entice the dog. They would go get rib bones and rub the rib bones all on them, and they would go get chocolate candy and little syrups, and they'd pour it on them and everything.
Don't get me wrong.
Then they'd bring the dog over, and the dog.
Don't get me wrong.
Look here, man. This is sick.
Yeah, I mean, you hear about these weirdos going and assaulting animals, right? Barnyard animals.
Look like there's a bunch of women doing it now, Becky and Heather and Amber.
I don't think there's a bunch. But this handful of women that did all happen to be white women that did this,
more than
right?
a handful, I told you.
Okay, you think it's an epidemic?
I think it's a massive
epidemic. You think it's an epidemic?
I do.
I think you look for any reason to criticize white women.
I'm ashamed of you, Peter. Why are you not fighting for these dogs?
How do you know Peter's not fighting?
Because they have not made a public statement yet.
How do you know?
They have not called for the removal of Benji and Poochie and Lassie.
So all white women should not be allowed to have dogs.
We should investigate the community to make sure that this is not being promoted.
Every white woman for dog sex.
Watch for the telltale signs if you're a neighbor.
I wonder if we use that same math with violent crime.
If you hear them dogs making noises, call 911.
That's it for the Face-Off on Fox Soul. We'll catch you next time.